Hey, Brian Freeman here. Hey, thanks again for joining us here on the Real Property Show. We appreciate you listening. And today I wanted to actually discuss interest rates with you, get you an update on what you can expect if you're looking to get a construction loan to build a home. If you're looking to actually buy land and build a home, this will apply to you too. And also what the interest rates are for just your 30-year fixed rates if you're getting ready to get a conforming loan for buying a resale home, the home that's already existing. So wanted to get you an update on that. So right now we are actually seeing the construction money for construction loans. These are portfolio loans. These are different than the conforming loans. So different guidelines that are behind them. And we're actually still seeing 4.375 rates. And that's based on 0 points being paid and a 60-day lock on the money. So once you get your lender package in and you submit that to the lender and you get approved, all your financials are good to go. They can actually lock that for 60 days. And you typically want to have your appraisal done before that is accomplished, or real close to having the appraiser show up. So there's not a delay in that time frame, and you don't actually run out of your 60 days. But right now they're very very competitive as far as in looking at it compared to resale, or when you're buying a resale home and getting a 30-year conventional loan there. And we're going to look at those rates here. So again, 4.375 with 0 points. That's Connecta Bank is doing that right now. It's actually a very good rate compared to what you're seeing out there. So now that has changed. Obviously, we have clients that we are building for currently right now and are getting ready to actually start their projects. And they had locked their loans. They closed on these in the beginning of April, end of March. And they actually closed at a point lower than that. So at 3.375, they had locked 60 days earlier. So they were almost at the end of their lock. They were close. So that put them back into February, January timeframe. And that the rates were they've moved up a point since then. So, and I want to show you here, I'm going to share my screen with you here right now. So if you're actually listening to the podcast, you can jump over to YouTube channel. You can actually see what I'm showing you here, but we're going to talk through it. So it should be pretty easy for you to follow it on the podcast. But let me share my screen with you. I'm going to show you the rates today for 30-year fix. We'll look at the 15 as well. And let me grab this. I'm going to annotate on here so I can grab this for you. So all right. So now this is actually, first thing actually I'd like to show you is this is actually Connecta Bank. This is their homepage or their mortgage rates here. And I want to show you just a difference between the actual portfolio loans, which are the construction loans that we just talked about. And you can see here that we said 4.375 for construction money. Okay, so they don't actually have a limit on the amount of money you can get for that. If you go to your conforming, you're gonna have a different conforming loan amount depending on where you're at in the country. So a limit on the actual amount of money that you can get at this rate. But you can see here the 30-year fixed conforming rates, just like if you're buying an existing home, 4.875. That's with eighth of a point. You're at 4.99, 0 points, so right at 5%, 5.125 here as well. So these are all, this is what, like another, 5/8 or so higher than what you're paying for that portfolio loan for that construction money. So you can see the differences in the 15-year went out there a little bit lower. So now I want to show you here over on, this is from Forbes. They had just published this, and this is the actual 30-year mortgage rate as of 4/27, 2022, and the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate now is 5.5%. So 5.5, that's actually changed it's gone up 0.16 of a percentage point from last week. So they were at 5.34. Your 15 years at 4.74%. That's changed, almost gone up a quarter of a point. So 0.24 from last week was at 4.5. And your jumbo is at 5.38% with a 0.15% change. So and that was 5.23% last week. So significant increase. It keeps continually to go up. These are this is over a point higher, this 5.5 on a 30-year fixed mortgage to actually purchase the resale home versus actually getting that portfolio loan for the construction money. So there's a pretty good deal still for some of the construction money out there. So you can check that out. So give you a little bit of context too, when you are looking to, when you're looking at the actual, what an interest rate does to your mortgage payment. So you're going to see that you have every point that it goes up. So 1% or goes up a point, you're going to get about a 10% reduction or increase in the payment, which is a 10% reduction in your affordability of that payment. So it's significant, right? So if you got a $500,000 home, you're going to have 1% of that $500,000 is going to be $5,000 a year. Divide that by 12, and that's the increase in your mortgage payment on that. So look at the people that actually had purchased a home. Say the homes are the same price in January. The homes haven't gone up in value. It's now April. Just say that's the case. But the interest rates went up a point or two. If they went up a point, that home, the affordability at home is 10. It's actually 10% higher payment, even if it's the same price, based on because the interest rate's gone up. It goes up 2%, which it has since the end of December of 2021. You're looking at a 20% increase in the payment. 20% decrease in affordability on that particular home. So there's going to be some market changes. You're already seeing a little bit less demand based on the increased payments that you're seeing. So we're starting to see a few reductions up here in the Middleton, Idaho area, as far as the actual, some of the land prices that just went sky high, really high. You're starting to see some of those start to drop. Few price reductions are happening, especially on the upper end. Some of the houses. Another thing is the houses that are out farther. We're starting to see with the gas prices, those houses are kind of getting affected. They're sitting on the market a little bit longer, so people aren't driving as far into the city to work, because that extra cost for the gas it's like a mortgage payment. It's just adding to the cost each month. So there's definitely some pressures there that are going to affect what people are deciding to do today. So anyway, so I hope that's a good update. 427, 2022, that's where our rates are at, and there's still good opportunity out there for your construction money, and you can possibly lock something in. It's a 60-day lock. So, all right. So I hope that helps you all. If you'd like more information, make sure you visit our website at realpropertytv.com. So thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.